Well, it took its first nap. It's not hurt at all, other than a tiny little scuff on the mirror, but I almost had it. Yeah, nothing wrong. It's packed full of nice, rich farming soil. So, yeah. Landed real hard on the shifter, but it's fine. Right there. There. Straighten that back up. Away we go. Well, it fell down again. This time because the front tire locked up. Because it's got a low fender and it's fucking packed full of mud. I also think the forks might be twisted, so I'm gonna have to loosen the clamp bolts, and once I get to the end of the road, loosen the clamp bolts and make sure they're straight. I don't think the handlebars are bent. Hooray for stupidity! That's loose now too. Well, taking chances and being stupid has its consequences. So you can see it's rubbing on the tire. It's just packed full of dirt. I'm trying to pull it out with my hands, but it's rubbing over here because the forks are twisted. So I'm gonna go ahead and fix that right now, and then get all this straightened out. Maybe even take this loose and pull all the mud out of it. But if I straighten out the forks, that shouldn't rub anymore. So I'm sure that it's torqued correctly. I haven't touched the fork since I got it, so that's why you bring tools with. We're gonna go ahead and fix that. All right, I don't remember how much I recorded when I was straightening out the forks, but I landed hard, and I have to keep the forks turned, or I have to keep the bars turned to the left a little bit to go straight, and I just need to loosen this top bolt on the very top of the triple clamps with the forks loose and straighten them out. But everything's all right now. I got an hour down the 4-lane highway here to my parents' house, and it's driving okay. I got most of the mud cleaned out of the fender, but something in there was sharp and I cut my hand freaking twice. But we're getting there. So my dad is kind of a clean freak, so when I bring this muddy thing in there and say, hey, I need to work on it, well, first I'm interested to see his reaction when my brand new motorcycle is all beat up and I had to lay it down in the gravel to loosen the forks and straighten them a little bit on the road, so it'll be interesting. Hi. I rode 274.8 miles and I only fell down twice.
I don't know if I should be proud of that or concerned.
Only twice? I mean, I know what I need to do to straighten the forks.
Seriously?
Yeah, I don't think they were tight enough from the factory because I loosened them to see if I could do it on the road. All that hardware was pretty loose. So I just got to pop the handlebars off and loosen that one nut and just, yeah. What, you want to know why I fell down? Because this freaking thing packs up with mud and locks up the front tire, which I knew was going to be an issue, but I already have a plan in my head for that. But this thing is so much fun. Okay, as you can tell, I made it to Iowa, to my parents' place. I probably didn't film enough while I was actually out on the road having problems, but bike ran fine. Nothing wrong with it that way. The handlebars were kicked off at a weird angle because the forks were twisted. The saddlebags, everything else took the hits like a champ. No damage, it's just dirty. Absolutely no damage. I tightened that. I took all the fork hardware loose except for these top bolts. I had to take that nut loose because when I did it on the road, I took the forks loose, but it wasn't enough. That's what needed to come loose. That's absolutely not something I can do on the road, but after I took that loose, tightened everything back up, everything popped back straight, so it's perfectly fine. I can continue my ride. I don't remember how many miles I rode today. you know, little scratch here and there, but this fender really sucks. The second time I fell down was because this fender plugged up with mud, locked the front tire, and I fell over. It locked up the front tire again after it packed up when I was right about to turn onto the gravel road. So I've already got a plan for removing this, putting a motocross style fender on higher. I'm going to have to redo the brake lines, but I've got a plan for that. I plan on offering it as a kit to redo the brake lines and raise the fender. I'm also going to try and disable ABS and make a kit for that available for sale. So it's not going to be anytime soon. It'll probably be the end of the year before I even start working on it. It'll probably be a fall and winter project, but I will have an ABS disable and high fender kit for this bike because those things need to change on this bike. This should have had switchable ABS from the factory, but it didn't. But everything's fine. I'm going to spend the night here. So Thursday, I drove 274.9 miles, and I only fell down twice. Don't forget to do all the things to make the YouTube algorithm happy, like, subscribe, like the video. If you're a really wonderful person, consider supporting the channel. Thanks for watching.